Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed coming through with another live stream. And I will save you the theatrics. We got some breaking news. This is definitely breaking news. Now, typically, I don't do much news coverage when it comes to celebrities unless I see a situation that is very relative to what's going on in the world. That typically is the only time I will cover a celebrity. I see y'all rolling in the chat pretty quick. Spaceman's in the house. Rare Diamond. NANA. God is my judge. Iris P. Chrissy. As y'all enter the stream, make sure y'all hit it with a thumbs up. Yeah, Joshua Love. I see you in the house. He says, I just finished watching that men's motivational talk. Salute to you, fam. Hopefully it helps you in your walk and your journey. Yeah, we're going to get it popping today, McDonald. There's a lot to talk about, right? Now, apparently, Nicki Minaj is under media scrutiny at the moment. She's under fire at the moment for some tweets. And they're calling it conspiracy, what she said in her tweet, which we will evaluate. But before we do that, let me put all my disclaimers out there because I realize that there's a lot of social media backlash based on your own personal opinion when it is not in lines with mainstream media. When your opinion is outside of with what the agenda is, hey, you're gonna have an issue. If it's not with the Democratic left-wing perspective, you may deal with some type of public scrutiny. And man, what Nicki Minaj tweeted was quite interesting. And I'm going to share that tweet with y'all. I don't want to have y'all waiting too long here. Allow me to share my screen with y'all. All right. So apparently, Nicki Minaj tweeted. She tweets that her cousin in Trinidad. Let's read the whole thing. Let's slow down on this. This happened today at 10:18 a.m. Actually, it happened yesterday. And she actually missed the Met Gallery because of these tweets. And a lot of her fans were upset about that. Nicki Minaj sparked a social media storm on Monday night after she tweeted about her cousin's hesitancy to get the you-know-what against the virus, setting off a new slew of critiques that she was spreading misinformation. Nicki Minaj tweeted that her cousin in Trinidad, where the singer and rapper is from, won't get the blank because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. Medical experts have said that claims about infidelity linked to blank are unsubstantiated. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for those who caught my stream yesterday on Patreon, you would know that right while Nicki Minaj was making these tweets, right while she was making the tweets, hours before or hours after, you know what I was talking about on Patreon, which I cannot say in this stream. If you're not a Patreon, y'all need to go over there and join. You need to go over there and join. If you look at my community section, you will see the link to my latest video on Patreon. Now, Nicki Minaj is under fire. She's under media scrutiny because of this. And for those who don't know, look, there's a lot going on in Hollywood right now. There's a lot going on with these celebrities. In the industry, there's a lot happening. There's some pushback happening as well. There's some pushback taking place. And I've heard this from some substantial sources, some very reliable sources, that there are people out there in the industry who are pushing back on certain things, and they're trying their best to put some information out there that people can grab hold of. Right? There's people out there that's doing this. Now, it's up to us to pay attention. Now, I'm not here to say whether or not her claims are true or not, but I'm here to question things. And there's nothing wrong with questioning things. There's nothing wrong with being observant. Ladies and gentlemen, what would Nicki Minaj gain from that tweet? Can anybody tell me what she would gain from making up such a story? Do people truly believe that Nicki Minaj said this to put people's health in jeopardy, or to make people think for themselves? Because she goes on in a tweet and says, hey, make your own personal decisions. She goes ahead to support your body, your choice. Right? Now, I want y'all to pay attention to what the news did. I want you to pay attention to what the news did. All right. I'm going to share my screen with y'all once again, because this thing is going viral. It's being spread everywhere. And they are definitely setting up the taskmasters and the attack dogs to get Nicki Minaj. And listen, I'm not a fan of her music. I'm not a fan of her as a person. But you know what? Ladies and gentlemen, hey, the Most High going to use who he going to use. Right? Now, let's go to the news source here. And as you can see, fans are upset about her missing the Met Gala. They're blaming it on her management and whatnot, but she's dealing with the backlash from her tweet.
And people like Nicki Minaj, I have to say this. You have a platform, sister, that is 22 million followers. Okay, I have 2 million followers.
And this is MSNBC News. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion picture, videotapes, or video disc under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This infringement of copyright is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news, reporting, teaching, and parody. And that's exactly what I'm using this video for: reporting, teaching, and a little bit of parody, because you know how we give it up, right? Now, of course, they got to go send the lapdogs. Why would Nicki Minaj make up such a story? Is it any relevance to it? What would she gain for making such a claim? That's just my question off the break. It seems to me she would have a lot more to lose than to gain, right?
And people like Nicki Minaj, I have to say this. You have a platform, sister, that is 22 million followers. Okay, I have 2 million followers. You have 22 million followers on Twitter. For you to use your platform to encourage our community to not protect themselves and save their lives, my God, sister, you could do better than that. You got that platform. It's a blessing. It's a blessing that you got that people listen to you. And they listen to you more than they listen to me. For you to use your platform to put people in the position of dying from a disease they don't have to die from, oh my God, as a fan, as a hip hop fan, as somebody who was your fan, I'm so sad that you did that. So sad that you did that, sister. Oh my God. And people.
Now look, she got her handlers on each side. Look at the handlers there as she goes on attack mode on Nicki Minaj. Now, somebody said Nicki Minaj probably gonna get off. Hey, listen, I don't know what may happen. Here's the thing. It's all about the court of public opinion nowadays. Facts and evidence don't seem to even contribute to anything nowadays. Now, I'm going to go to another source here, because the same way I'm sitting here questioning, is it any relevancy? Is there any truth to her claims? Did the jab cause someone to be impotent? There's nothing wrong with asking that. And you have doctors who ask the same thing. And I'm going to go to that source as well. Let's see if I can find that source real quick. Let me pull that up. Let's see. Chris Whitty actually asks, not a doctor, pardon me, he's asking a doctor. Chris Whitty asks if Nicki Minaj tweets is true. Is it any truth to it? That's the question. Now, for those who have not seen the movie Utopia, I recommend that you watch that movie. That was one of the sources that I drew from in my Patreon video that you need to go check out. There's a lot that I could say right now that I cannot say on this platform about what Nicki Minaj tweeted. But I'm just going to react, right?
Why fall flat? When talented freelance animator...
Professor Whitty, one of the world's biggest female celebrities, Nicki Minaj, has today publicly linked the coronavirus vaccines to impotence. Now,
let me tell you something. The Bible says, the end won't come until the truth is spread to the four corners of this earth. A person with 22 million followers, 22 million followers, made one tweet that should have triggered an onslaught of attention from all of her followers. It should have created a wave. It should have really put things into a different perspective. And that's why the news is picking this up. That's why this is important.
He's got 8 million followers on Twitter. Many of them are young people. The young people you're suggesting should get vaccinated. What would you say to them, and how concerned are you by public comments like that from public figures? Prime Minister, Sage and SPI-M have both advised that the government that working from home is one of the single most effective measures at reducing transmission. But looking at your autumn and winter plan, it's not actually part of Plan B. It seems to kind of hover as some kind of Plan C with a decision on its shelf for a later date when we actually look at the document. Why are you more reticent about deploying working from home to combat this? And one last question. Prime Minister, a lot of your cabinet are feeling very anxious as we're gathered here today about their own futures. Can you formally rule out a reshuffle ahead of the Conservative Party conference?
Chris, on the reshuffle.
Thank you, Prime Minister. So there are a number of myths that fly around with varying, some of which are just clearly ridiculous, and some of which are clearly designed just to scare. That happens to be one of them. That is untrue. My own strong suggestion, if I may, to media present and not present, is repeating them in public actually just gives them credence, which they don't need. They're untrue, full stop. If you think about where we are actually overall, and this is a slightly longer answer to your question, because I think it's a really important one, the great majority of people are getting vaccinated. So the great majority of people are ignoring these myths. And if you talk about people in their 50s and 60s and 70s, you're talking about over 90% of people getting vaccinated, and very few people actually are actively, in a sense, in the anti-vax group. There are a group of people who've got strange beliefs, and fine, and they make their own choices, and in a sense, also fine. Adults are allowed to make their own choices, however strange that.
Yep, people are adults, and they're able to make their own choices. So why is the media coming down on Nicki Minaj? Why wasn't she able to attend the Met Gallery? Why is she dealing with all this media scrutiny if she only said that, listen, you need to think for yourself and make your own choice? All right, thank you for the $5 contribution. Says, I'm from London, and many of us are skeptical of this Boris and his stupid conferences. Lies, 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 lies. Real talk, though. Somebody said he looks very reptilian. Yeah, all of these people look reptilian. And y'all got to understand there's a lot going on in Hollywood. There's a lot of pushback. There's a lot of fear tactics that's being pushed on a lot of these celebrities. And believe it or not, they're looking for truth as well. And the thing about it is, you're coming into a time where the mark of the beast will soon be implemented. What you're looking at right now is the inventory is being consolidated. And when I say the inventory, I'm talking about us, the people. We're the inventory. They got to make sure they're able to get a barcode on everybody. So the inventory is being consolidated. And when this mark of the beast rolls out, you're going to have celebrities will be the ones who pushing it the most. So right now, they're between a rock and a hard place right now. Because as the mark of the beast is being instituted on the earth, and these prerequisites are being rolled out to get people acclimated to accept certain things, while this is happening, right, these celebrities are left with a choice, a decision that is totally life-altering, will change all their circumstances. So they're fighting. They're fighting against their own consciousness. They're fighting against what's right. They got to choose a side. And better believe when this mark of the beast is instituted, it's going to be your LeBron Jameses on commercials telling you to go get it. It's going to be your Nicki Minaj on commercials telling you to go do you know what, to go get the mark. When this mark is instituted, I can see it now. LeBron James in a commercial with a basketball on fire, to the point where they're not even going to be hiding what you're going to be receiving. They're going to even call it the mark. They're going to even call it the mark, y'all. Your celebrities, hey, I got the mark. I got the mark. You got the mark. I got the mark. I can see it clear as day. That's how they're going to roll it out. That's why it's such a big deal when somebody with 22 million followers question things and put out things that may deter people from doing things that they may have not have done, right? Lorenzo, thank you for the $5 contribution. Lorenzo says 2 Timothy 1:7. For God have not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. That's a fact. That's a utter fact right there. So the chosen, we're not afraid, but we're watching. The watchers are watching. It's peer pressure against a tremendous influence. That's what's going on right now. And you're right, Iris. They got to let their pleasures and desires of this world go. Because one thing about these celebrities, when they get put in these positions of fame, notoriety, when they're constantly venerated, when they're put on a pedestal, when they make it to a certain level, what y'all got to understand is there's still a certain level of emptiness. There's still a certain level of emptiness. They don't feel whole. They don't feel complete with all of that money. With all the acceptance from the world, with all the fame, when they go to bed at night, they feel empty. They are tormented day in and day out because they know that they're leading countless souls to the bottomless pit. And that once innocent child that lived in them, that simply wanted to fulfill their dream and purpose in life. That little innocent speck of light that lives in them. Sometimes it comes out. But trust and believe. We need to keep a close eye on this story because we got to see how the powers that be going to flip the switch and get her back in her place. Because that's the next level. They'll either humiliate this woman or they'll put her under MK Ultra when she's going to be looking bugged out like Kanye West did. Or they just going to straight up cancel her altogether. That's what you can expect from just a tweet. Imagine being under that type of public observation and scrutiny where you can say something, not even realizing that you're triggering something because they have politicized a medical decision. Since they have politicized the medical decision, you can't really speak on it without backlash. To the point where me personally, I don't even want to share my personal thoughts on what her tweet was. I will keep that to myself. I shared that yesterday on Patreon. On Patreon, I shared with y'all what I thought about the you know what. Not only what I thought about it, but I backed it up with the facts. And I'm telling you right now, man, these celebrities, they fighting for their lives right now. Imagine going from a lavish lifestyle to losing it all, or jeopardizing what you've built for yourself through all of the hard work that you put in. That's why it's not worth it. It's not worth being a part of the music industry. It's not worth being overly ambitious to the point where you want the limelight. You want the exposure that only the industry can give you. It's not worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, all you musicians, all you rappers, all you artists, y'all got to listen to me. You have all these social media platforms where you can put out your own music. You got all of these various platforms that you can promote yourself as an artist. You got so many companies that specialize in marketing, and I'm talking about private companies that specialize in marketing. A lot of things with modern technology you can do yourself from the confines and the privacy of your own home. One thing you got to keep in mind, if you are an artist, as long as you can eat and drink and you got a roof over your head and you got clothes on your back and you able to put out music and you have a fan base, you have won. You're winning. As long as you got a fan base, as long as you able to eat, drink, and have clothes, you winning. That's why the Bible tell you to be happy with food, clothes, shelter, and raiment. It's not worth this type of public scrutiny. The only thing Nicki Minaj said was she heard one of her cousins, they got the you know what, they balls swelled up, and they were impotent, meaning they're not able to create life, in case you all are not familiar with that terminology. And see, the reason why this is such a big story is because that will make one question a lot in regards to what's going on. That will make one question, is this population control? Could this be population control? I mean, is it right what a lot of these quote unquote conspiracy theorists were saying? I mean, Bill Gates, isn't he the one who was the cheerleader for all of this? Isn't his specialty in population control? So when Nicki Minaj made that tweet, a logical, normal thinking person would say, whoa, could this be true? And then you got the Taskmaster jumping on the news, attacking Nicki Minaj. You know, you got the handler sitting there with their lapdog, like, yeah, get him, get her, attack her. Yeah, tear down. Yeah, you got 2 million followers now, but you're going to have 22 million. We're going to make sure we take her out. Because that's what was happening. She brung up her following. Better believe she's going to grow from that. Why don't you see anybody in the quote unquote white community going this hard for inoculations? Why? Why nobody in their community is going this hard attacking people for their personal medical decision? I mean, ladies and gentlemen, hey, what Nicki Minaj said it was probably it could have been true. I don't know. I'm not here to say, and I'm not no medical physician, and I don't know the ins and outs of everything that's going on. I believe in the Constitution, your body, your choice. I also believe, according to the Holy Bible, that our body is a temple of the Holy Spirit, and we should keep it consecrated. That we shouldn't allow anything in it whatsoever if we don't know what it is and what it can do. And I mean anything. A lot of us go to the damn grocery store and we don't even read the damn ingredients. Literally, the back of your cereal box can say poison in bold letters. And a lot of us would not know. You know why? Because we become too trustworthy in a system that showed us nothing but hate and death. We've become too trustworthy in a system that continually oppresses the poor and go to war with the righteous. And this is not about your personal medical decision. I believe in doctor-patient confidentiality. Since when don't we have doctor-patient confidentiality anymore? Where a person's personal medical decision is between them and their doctor. That's my stance. Somebody said war with me and father, war with women through perms, war. Facts. Somebody said it's not a coincidence that Bill Gates' father worked for Planned Parenthood dealing with the A word, the abortions. Facts, though. In the ghettos, in the hoods, in the projects, we got abortion clinics. You go off onto the suburbs, you got fertility clinics. That ain't by chance. It ain't by chance that you got a lapdog on TV attacking this woman. You know what? If you are a fan of Nicki Minaj, if you follow her on social media, all her fans need to be taken to social media. If you really a Barbie like you say you are, and you've been following this woman mindlessly, when she says something of any substance and gets attacked by mainstream media, all her fans should be taken to social media in her defense. But instead, if you go to the shade room, you got the black community in an uproar. Y'all pissed off at the main Barbie. Isn't that ironic? So let me get this right. If she says something to challenge your perception, if she says something to make you second guess because you may have already made a certain decision that you're finding it hard to live with, you want to go in attack mode. Isn't that the problem in the black community? Isn't this what's wrong with black folks? Every time somebody says something that challenges their perception, instead of thinking and using their minds, they go into attack mode. Isn't that the problem? Because you don't understand something, you automatically shoot it down. Mikhail E, thank you for the $50 contribution. Highly appreciate it. Says, thank you for the work you do through Yah. May he continue to favor you and everyone in this chat. Thank you, family. Highly appreciate you. What did Nicki Minaj have to gain from that comment? Let me see if it had the whole tweet, because I don't even think they shared the whole tweet. They only shared the part where they can deem her statements medical misinformation within the Washington Post, but they didn't evaluate everything that she said. right? Let me see. Let me go to another source here. Let's go to The Verge. Okay, so Twitter, fortunately, Twitter won't act on Nicki Minaj's tweet irresponsibly linked to the blank to impotency. Let's see what now. Here we go. Here's the full tweet. The full tweet is my cousin in Trinidad won't get the blank because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl calls off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision and not bullied. So she heard something out there with some close family members, some relatives, to make her take to social media, just to show she got a little bit of a soul, that little glimmer of light. She heard something and she took to social media and said, just think and pray on it. Somebody says she's controlled opposition. It doesn't seem to be. It seemed like she's being attacked. It seemed like she's losing sponsorship. It seemed like she's going through it for what she said. Listen, celebrities are just people. Let me reiterate that. Celebrities are people. They're ordinary people with ideas just like you and me. Some of these people have talents and their talents got them in the door. And now they have stardom. Now they have fame. But all in all, even though some of these people are soulless, some of these people are wicked as hell, they're still people nonetheless. So when Nicki Minaj took to social media, she said, listen, just make decisions based on how you feel about it. Like, really take your time. One thing that you got to know, brothers and sisters, anything that you feel coerced, rushed, pressured to do, the Most High God is not in that. The Creator has nothing to do with that. The Most High God, he doesn't operate in chaos. He operates in peace. Anytime you have a decision to make in life, he makes sure you have time to weigh in the pros and the cons. He gives you time to think and really iterate on things and hone in and really see what you got to do. He don't just force you to do something. That's why even when dealing with people, when y'all dealing with people, sisters, if you got a man who is in a rush, he ain't trying to get to know you. He ain't trying to build with you. He ain't trying to do nothing. All he trying to do is hit them skins, right? You need to question it. Like, why is this man in such a rush? Does he even care about his own body? He don't know who I can be. He don't know what I'm capable of, but he's rushing this situation. That should make you second guess. Anytime somebody trying to pressure you into doing something and not even giving you the time to think about it, then you need to be wary of that. And that goes in all facets of life. I don't think her tweet warranted or merited the backlash. And this is somebody who I didn't exposed a lot of things. I didn't exposed a lot of folly with celebrities because somebody's saying I'm up and down. Listen, it's not about the person. See, this is the problem, man. I mean, my people really frustrate the hell out of me, bro. It's like they don't know how to separate somebody's comments and a situation from the person. I'm not out here praising any celebrities. Literally, there's nothing up and down about what I'm saying. I'm only judging this commentary based on what she said. It's like everything don't have to be a conspiracy theory. Everything don't have to be, well, she's this controlled opposition. And maybe she just made a tweet that caused her some problems because she didn't know how serious the game was. Maybe these celebrities are slaves. Maybe they slaves, bro. Maybe they want to be regular people. Maybe they look at you, the people, regular, ordinary citizens, as being lucky. That's why the Bible tells you to envy not the wicked. I don't envy celebrities. So when I make my content, it's not to try to promote a humiliation ritual on them, because the media loves when you do humiliation rituals on celebrities, because we are media. So when we talk on them in a derogatory way, they love it. Let's not get that twisted. I'm simply reacting to what she said and what's happening. The series of events that took place. Nothing up and down about that. Her as a person, she done led countless young ladies to hell. She done led an innumerable amount of young sisters to being harlots out here. She done led them to the stripper pose. So did Cardi B. There is no denying that. They done led a lot of our sisters to doing plastic surgery, getting their bodies chopped, screwed, and mutilated, coming up with all kind of diseases and flesh-eating bacteria in their body because these sisters don't want to be themselves and love themselves for who they are. Somebody said when she made Dear Old Nicky, that spoke a lot. I never even heard of that one, but I'm going to have to check that out. But it's no denying that she's done her damage in this satanic Luciferian kingdom. There's no doubt about that. If she more than likely, if she don't repent and turn to the Most High, then it's more than likely she's going to experience a lot. She's going to not only promote a lot more wickedness, but she's going to experience a lot more tribulation. Lawrence Borelli, thank you for the $10 contribution, says the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life. And they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. Pardon me. Real talk, though. Let me tell y'all something. Anytime I cover a celebrity name, you can expect it to have some relevancy. You can expect it to really shed some light on some things. Not that I'm revering these celebrities. Just let's make that clear. Now, this the video I wanted to come up with for now. Hopefully it can stay on this platform. If it doesn't, you know where to find it. It'll be on Patreon. The link to my Patreon is in the description box of every single video. Also, follow me on Instagram at NewBreed404. If you like to support this work via Cash App, 10% of all contributions go back to the people. And you can find my Cash App right here on the screen. I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all for catching this broadcast. There's more videos coming, more streams coming. Y'all have a blessed day. Listen, don't let nobody pressure you to do something against your will. Stay prayed up. The Most High don't give us the spirit of fear. Stay focused. Keep rising. Love y'all. Shalom and peace.